Hello and welcome to today's episode, which is all about doing some self-care in the form of pancakes. I've spent the last couple of weeks in the grip of a pretty bad pain and fatigue flare-up. It's been, well, unpleasant to put it politely without swearing. Hopefully starting to come out the other side of it, and I just want something comforting and nice, and I need some content for YouTube. When I was ill as a child, my mum used to make me pancakes, so I've decided I'm gonna have a go at making vegan pancakes, because I don't think I have in the nearly 6 years since going vegan. I'm gonna use a recipe from Miyoko Shina's The Homemade Vegan Pantry. I highly recommend this book, vegans and non-vegans alike. It also makes a really nice gift. It's got recipes for all kinds of different things. So there's things like condiments, then there's breads, pasta, all kinds of really delicious things. And there's also lots of fantastic pictures. I'm going to make a classic pancake and biscuit mix. This mixture apparently can also be used for waffles. Many of the recipes in here are kind of you making your own premixes and then you take portions of that when you want to eat something. I'm going to double her recipe, just then I've got a nice big jar ready to go. It's going to be fairly simple. It's just 5 ingredients in a bowl, mixed together, and then pack it into a jar. These are apparently very thick, fluffy pancakes, which is exactly what I'm after. Let's head over to the mixing bowl. I need 8 cups of all-purpose flour. That's just plain flour if you're in the UK. When you're measuring out cups of powders, especially things like flour, you need to scoop from the bag into the cup measure, because otherwise you can start compressing and you just end up with way more flour than you should, which can affect the outcome really. That's the 8 cups of flour in, so I'm just going to sieve that. Sieving gets some air into there but also gets any lumps out. I'm going to split this down into another bowl. So I'll do half in here because I'm going to really struggle to stir everything properly. Got a bowl of ground flax seeds here. You might also see them labelled as linseeds. You can buy pre-ground flax seeds, but I just buy whole ones and then grind it myself in the coffee grinder. It works out a tablespoon of seeds. You get kind of 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of ground. You can also use chia seeds as well, because I think these are replacing egg. That's what the purpose of the flax is. If you mix it with hot water, it goes kind of snotty, like an egg white. If you're bothered about the appearance, if you want everything pale and golden in colour, buy golden flax seeds and white chia seeds. If you're not bothered, then brown flax seeds and black chia is fine, but you will see speckles of the colour, just something to bear in mind. I'll put 5 tablespoons of flax into each bowl, so 10 altogether. And the remainder that I've got here, I'll just pop it in a little baggie, and then that can go in the fridge. We need 6 tablespoons of sugar. I've gone for golden caster sugar, because it's got a nice bit of kind of very light caramel flavour. If you're vegan or making the pancakes for a vegan, you need to make sure the sugar is vegan. With cane sugar, they filter it with bone char, which is charcoal made from animal bones. The way to get around that is to either use organic sugar. Alternatively, if you can find beet sugar, use that. It's made from sugar beets. I think beet sugar needs much less processing, so they don't need to use that charcoal. The sugar has a very mild, pale golden colour to it. I'll put 3 tablespoons into each bowl. Next up, we need baking powder. This is going to give the pancakes some fluffiness, some rise, some lift. If you're going to use baking soda, do not use the same quantity. Baking powder is rising agents, for example, monosodium phosphate and sodium bicarbonate, and cornstarch. I'll maybe Google when I'm doing an edit and see if I can find a recipe to how to make your own baking powder, and then you'll have an idea. But yeah, don't use 4 tablespoons of baking soda. You've been warned. They'll be very fluffy. So 2 tablespoons into each bowl. And then to each bowl, I'll add half a teaspoon of sea salt, fine sea salt, so a teaspoon altogether. And then I'm going to whisk it just to bring everything together. And once it's looking fairly well combined, I'm going to go in with a spoon just to get into the very bottom of the bowl, just to make sure. That's the pancake mix, all mixed. So now we just need to make some pancakes, which I'm getting more and more excited about. I don't know if you can hear it, but the oven's on. I've got some frijoles borrachos in there, drunken beans. So I just need to finish that video off and then we'll come back and make some pancakes. So I'll see you in half an hour. I've finished off my frijoles borrachos. Oh my goodness, they're amazing. I'll stick the link, I'll put a card up once I've published that one. Depends which way my patrons choose to publish the videos. Here they are, they're amazing. Smoky, sweet, tangy, yum, yum, yum. Delicious. I'll now mix up some of the pancake batter and we'll fry some off. I'm going to try putting some of the mixture in this pan. This is a poffertje pan. Poffertjes are a little Dutch pancake, very tiny, and they serve a big plate of them covered in powdered sugar. Delicious. I had a quick Google to see what poffertje batter was, and apparently it's got yeast in there, so these aren't going to be traditional style. But I thought it'd be interesting to see what the mixture did in that pan. The ratio is 1 cup of milk to 1 cup of the mixture. So I'm going to do like, I think 1.5 cups. And then I've got some for that one, and then some for full size pancakes. Measure out the dry mixture first. The reason for doing dry first is if you put wet in there, it just creates a mess. And then 1. I'm going to add a few drops of vanilla extract into my mixture. So I'll do maybe half a teaspoon. The recipe says to leave the mixture a little bit lumpy, not to knock all of the lumps out of the batter. So that's music to my ears. Go in with a half, give it a whisk. So I'm trying not to over whip it. I'm gonna fry the pancakes in melted butter. So I've just got that heating through in the pan. There's a little Poffertje pan. I'll just add some butter into that as well. Yeah, might have to stick to the centre ones because that's quite a small hob. The pan at the front, it's a 30cm pan, but the hob is only 28. So I'm going to try and avoid the outside rim because that's just not going to fry as evenly as the centre part. Loop some in. Not really sure how much mixture to put in, but well, the Poffertjes are popping already. I think I've overfilled that. And then back to the biggies. Okay, give them a flip. Uh-oh. Yeah, too dark, but that's okay. The next batch will do lighter. And there's little Poffertjes. They come out surprisingly well. I just ignore the burn bits, obviously. Those pancakes, so fluffy. See if I can get that texture into shot. It's very light and fluffy, yeah. It's everything a pancake should be. It's just simple ingredients, but together they sing like a choir. They're very fluffy, very light, but there's something for your back teeth to kind of chew on in a very pleasant way. There's the little Poffertjes. It's just worked so well. The only thing I can really say about that is a massive thank you to Miyoko Shina for that belting recipe. I'm so happy I've got a massive jar full of that mixture. There's got some structure there. Recently I've been air frying slices of tofu with Old Bay seasoning and chicken flavour stock. And the outside goes kind of chewy and crispy and the inside kind of nice and tender. I might do a version, make it kind of bacon flavour and put that in between the remaining two. The fatigue's starting to catch up on me, so I'm gonna have to take that as a sign that I need to sit down for a little bit. But I think that feels like a good point to stop anyway. I'm gonna say a great big thank you to all of my patrons. Your support keeps me buoyed up and the financial help keeps ingredients in the cupboard and fridge, which is amazing. Thank you. My patrons are gonna be deciding on which video they wanna see, if they wanna see the beans first or the pancakes first. If you want some of that decisive input, then I'll leave the link down in the description for you. There's lots of behind the scenes. I'm sharing some of my craft project progress, that kind of thing. Hit subscribe for all things plant-based and delicious. If you turn on notifications, you'll be alerted as soon as the videos are published each week. While you're waiting for the next one, why not leave a little like down below and then head over to this one.